This young man has 11 years of experience in cooking and searching for methods to express himself and his creativity with his dishes. Born in Osage City, Kansas, we have J.D. Shefflin. Having lived in Emporia, Kansas for most of her life, she likes to cook to make people feel good and inspire healthy habits. Having some experience from working in fast food kitchens, we have Andrea Cross. Experience due to her past accomplishments working in a deli and kitchens. With a passion for baking and trying new foods and coming from Atchison, Kansas, here comes Haley Cluck. For our next contestant, we have Addison Forbeck. Having worked in a couple of kitchens, she likes cooking for its artistic and fast-paced element.
The ingredients for the appetizer round include movie theater popcorn, kimchi, dandelion greens, lemongrass, and ground bison.
Bison was easy, popcorn's easy, but the kimchi I think is what, because you want to have correct flavorings and pair them together, and that was a little challenging.
My first time seeing dandelion greens, so I was kind of like, how do I cook them? What do they taste like? I haven't ever cooked with kimchi or bison or the dandelion greens or anything, so I was just hoping that they were kind of like other ingredients, I guess.
It was a bit weird seeing bison because I always use hamburger and it's just like, bison. Is this different? And how is it? And I can't really taste it because it's raw.
"10 minutes, chefs. 10 minutes remain."
I made a kofta with a naan bread and a sweet kimchi sauce.
I made Korean barbecue meatballs.
Just kind of popped in my head, meatballs.
I ended up making a bison slider, which I put the lemongrass and popcorn in, and then I made a kimchi aioli, and then I fried the dandelion greens. I kind of put it separately so they could make the slider themselves.
It's different. A little bit more instead of just a plate. It was just lined up.
I thought I could probably get full meatballs with that sauce, and then I was planning to use some sort of garnish.
I chose the longer plate because I wanted to spread two components of it out a little bit, and then I added the dandelion green as the garnish to add color at the end.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, chefs. Time is up. Let's introduce our judges here for the Cut 2020. First off, we have Jack Feist from Ben E. Keefe out of Wichita. Jack, how are you today?
Great today.
Outstanding. We have Ken Rumer, who is the Flint Hills Technical College Board of Trustees Chair. Ken, how are you today?
Fantastic. It's been a great day so far.
Outstanding. And also we have Radius co-owner, Chef Gus Bays. Gus, how are you today?
Fine, I'm good. This is fun.
Let's start the judging. Who do we bring up first? All right, let's bring Andrea up. So, Andrea, tell us what you made.
I made a Korean barbecue meatball. I have kimchi in my sauce on the bottom, and then I also have meatballs. I have the popcorn, and then I have the pesto, which has the dandelion greens and the lemongrass. No, and the bison is your meatball. So it also has Korean seasonings in it as well.
Overall, it's good. Really, I kind of got an idea of what you were trying to do with everything. I don't have a whole lot of criticism. The biggest thing was that the meat was seasoned properly. That's a big thing. Seasoning is half the battle, in my opinion. A lot of good food in general. Sauce maybe a little bit acidic. Was that tomato paste?
It was. And the kimchi, brown sugar, and soy sauce.
And soy?
Yes, sir.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. The dandelion greens, I like what you did there. It looks good color. Overall, fair dish.
Thank you.
First of all, I thought the presentation was very good. You know, I think in terms of the dish that you chose to do, it was maybe a little bit expected. You know, maybe didn't push the envelope too hard, but you know what you chose, you executed very well. I think the meatball was maybe just a little bit chewy, but then it was still very good, very pleasing to the palate. So nice job.
Jack, your thoughts?
So my thoughts, it's a good dish. Each component tastes good by itself. The sauce, the Korean barbecue sauce tastes more ketchup-y than Korean barbecue.
Okay.
It all came together well, but everything tastes good together. So great job.
Thank you.
All right, let us bring up our next contestant. Let's have Haley come up. Haley, describe your dish for the judges here this morning.
I made a bison slider, and in it I put the lemongrass and the crushed popcorn. And then I made a kimchi aioli. And then I fried the dandelion greens, and then I sprinkled them with salt and some of the crushed popcorn.
Jack, why don't you start?
It's a good take on the dish. I think we're some creativity there that I really like. Is it all meant to go together?
Yeah.
Okay. That's my only feedback on that is I put it together.
Okay.
It's a little, you saw it trying to put it together. It's a little harder, but really creative. Meat's nice and moist, tender. I like it. The dandelion greens are give it a nice salt when you put it all together. Because the meat's lacking in seasoning in itself. But all in all, I think creative, really good.
Thank you.
How about you?
Well, I thought the dish, it came across looking like, okay, this is a fun dish, you know, this is going to be good to eat. The meatball was just tender, very perfectly done. Enjoyed that. The aioli sauce, is that right? Yeah. I was expecting it to just jump out at me a little bit more, but it certainly didn't overpower me. But it was pleasing, but was expecting maybe a little bit more punch to it. And the greens was totally unexpected. I kind of like the crunch.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Yes, overall, good job. When I was watching you put things together, I was honestly a little bit nervous about the greens being in the fryer, but it actually pulled it off. It's the salt. I agree with everything these guys said, to be honest. Maybe you should have put it together, I think, in the presentation. I appreciate the effort on that end, but it's not necessarily a negative. It's just something to think about in the future. The meatball was tender. I was expecting a little bit more out of the aioli as far as the kimchi in there, but maybe less is better than more on that to blow us away with it. I'm not a huge kimchi person. It sounds weird, but overall good job. It was better than I expected.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have made a bison kofta with the dandelion greens inside of it, and the man with the popcorn and a kimchi sweet sauce.
I think the creativity level was really pushing the envelope. The meat's extremely flavorful. The creativity again, you doing on the grill was awesome. Sauce is packing a punch. I like the idea on the naan. I was wondering what that was going to be. And not getting a whole lot of popcorn out of it, but not complaining.
Jack, your comments.
It's a really standout dish. It's really good. The flavors are bold, which I like, with the kimchi sauce and the bison. It goes really well together. Putting the naan bread together in that amount of time, getting it all put together, I think it took some organizational skills. I would leave this off if you're not going to eat it and leave it off the plate. But other than that, really good job. Really good flavors.
Ken?
Well, I thought it was a very nice looking plate. I thought it was very well put together. I too was wondering what we were going to do with the bread. I thought maybe you had started out one direction, and did you change directions a bit on that, or did you just?
Yeah, I was going to cook it in the oven like on a sheet tray, but I was running out of time, so I switched to it cooking.
There you go. Adjust.
Where was the lemongrass used?
In the kimchi sauce.
Okay.
JD, tell us about your dish.
It's bison meatballs. I was planning to fry them, and the fire did not fully get done like I wanted to, so I was thinking the oven to finish them off, but I didn't have enough time. So bison meatballs are not done.
Ken, I'll start with you.
Okay. Well, let's start with the highlights. Is the barbecue sauce was very good. Had a lot of punch to it. I did find a spot on the meat, to eat that was pretty well done, and it had a good flavor to it. I think in terms of the presentation, there's some components here that seem to be missing, just to kind of get you going as soon as it hits the table. But I would put that barbecue sauce on anything.
Jack?
Yeah, I think the barbecue sauce, it's disappointing that I didn't get to eat everything, because the barbecue sauce really stand out. I mean, it's probably, it's a really good flavor. It's not overly sweet, but just sweet enough. I think where you were going was definitely the right idea. Timing in a kitchen is of the utmost importance, and I kind of, as watching, saw it get away from you a little bit, and just know when you're in there in the throes, just know how long everything's going to take to cook. So that way you can time it out, at least those components together.
Gus?
Yes, I am really surprised by the barbecue sauce. Usually something like that may take a half hour, 45 minutes to simmer. The flavor is super solid. That's definitely the standout. But overall, not a bad execution.
The person who unfortunately is not advancing in the cut is JD. I'm sorry, but you will not advance in the cut today.
JD, you did it. I think your biggest issue was time management. Outside of that, your flavor on the barbecue sauce left us. I mean, we all thought. I mean, it was probably the best sauce that we tried today. So keep working. This is a hard competition to do in a short amount of time. So don't get down on it, and just keep working.
Yeah, we enjoyed watching you work. it was a good effort, and there'll be another day. So good job.
Again, barbecue sauce was amazing. Times wasn't there. All culinary is not a competition. It's not a time crunch 24/7. So keep your head up. Continue your education. Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay. JD, congratulations. Well done. JD, what did this experience teach you, and how does this move you forward possibly in your culinary career?
It taught me to keep track of time and make sure I'm getting the stuff done and start it according to what it needs to be done.
What does this wind up doing here for you for your culinary career, an experience like this?
This experience kind of gave me some more confidence in my cooking, because to be honest, I wasn't even confident in my sauce. Hearing the judges, I feel like I need to make sure I be confident.
Entree round includes cilantro, tomatillo, pork tenderloin, peach yogurt, and sea beans. See her pounding out her pork. That's another way to help the pork cook properly. She's got that pork going in first thing. She's getting a nice sear on that to get some really pretty color and texture out of it. She's just putting the tomatillo straight into the blender. Looks like she's fixing to make a salsa with the cilantro and the tomatillo and the yogurt. So that's, kind of like a tzatziki sauce of sorts. Tzatziki sauce is typically yogurt and cucumber. She's making a much brighter version. And it looks like she's just doing a saute on the sea beans. That's the most traditional way to prepare sea beans. It's just a quick saute. Doesn't take much to cook them. So she's taking out her roast so that she can let it rest for a moment while she finishes up her sauce. It was really smart of her to chop up the pork, because leaving the pork intact doesn't guarantee that you will get a full cook on that. So you can see the nectarine wasn't very ripe, so she's having a hard time getting a roast on there, so she throws them on the grill. That was a great idea. Really get those sugars moving. I'm hoping that she makes a salsa with that. I see Addison making a batter of some kind with the milk and eggs. Okay, so she's battering the sea beans. Here we have Andrea. She's going straight for the yogurt first. She's got cream cheese, the yogurt, jalapenos, and she's going to make a rendition of a jalapeno popper. She's roasting her tomatillos. I had told her to push those tomatillos down close to those blades. This sauce is kind of turning into an emulsion at this point, so closer to a pesto.
Four, three, two, one.
Jack, it seems like our chefs, once they're able to get through the appetizer round, they seem to be a lot more confident in the second round.
Yes, for sure. You can see everybody had a plan. Immediately, everybody stuck to it. It was nice to see it wasn't as panicked. And I think as we get into the next round, it's going to be just, let's get down to business.
All right, Chef Addy, let's dish about your dish. What have you got here for the judges?
So I made a taco with the pork tenderloin. I made a sauce with the yogurt, and I grilled peaches and the tomatillos, and combined that as a sauce. And I made the sea greens with panko as a crunchy taco.
When you definitely back to that in flavor, I guess what stands out the most besides it's gorgeous, the contrast of texture. I'm a huge texture person. I think that's the next in line with eating with your eyes. How it feels in your mouth as your taste buds and your brain are starting to process what it is you're exactly eating. I really don't have a single negative thing to say about this dish. I like the diversity of all three of your presentations and your cooking methods, but so far, 1 for 1. Great job.
I was a little nervous when I saw you frying those sea beans, but it really, it came out really good. The flavor balance on this is stellar. You did a good job.
Well, first, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need a go box. It's a beautiful plate. All the flavors were perfect with each other. We were all very interested in what the sea beans were going to be, because they're so very salty in raw form. But the way we handled it with the panko and the deep frying, fantastic, very creative, and it works great. So, nice job.
Chef Haley, what have you created for the judges here today?
I made a pork tenderloin steak. I did a tomatillo, cilantro, yogurt chutney, and then I sauteed the sea beans and then
the chutney I really love. It's a little sour. It goes really well with everything. And the sea beans, that's sauteing them up. They're good. They're probably my favorite thing ever. So really good job.
thank you.
Again, very lovely plate. And I thought, again, there was a lot of balance here. The saute, the sea beans, it took a lot of the heavy salt out, so they were very, very tasty. Paired very well with the way you handled the tenderloin. It's perfectly cooked, just right. And the chutney, just a nice topping to it as well, so stellar job.
Thank you.
Beans, I like what you did with it. Kept the flavor intact. The chutney, is that what you're calling it? On top is really excellent. It's got is there ginger in there? What is that?
It's the tomatillos, cilantro, and the peach yogurt.
Okay, that's clean flavor. I was thinking there'd be more in it than that.
Chef Andrea, what have you presented for the judges here today?
I have a stuffed pork tenderloin. It has jalapeno sliced in half, filled with cream cheese and the peach yogurt. I also did a salsa on the bottom, which has jalapeno, sea beans, cilantro, and the tomatillos.
Again, a really beautiful plate. I did like the way you put together the plate with the stuffed aspect to it. It's not something I typically get, so very enjoyable. The sauce was very good, very balanced with the rest of the meal, and I do like the heat, so something to offset the sauce a bit as well. So I really enjoyed it. Very good plate.
Overall, excellent. Presentation super solid. The cream cheese, the jalapeno popper, if you will, direction I think is smart. That sauce, yeah, you need to patent that. Or you can't really patent food, but no, excellent. Probably one of the better green sauces, if you will, I've ever had. Very flavorful, balanced. The pork didn't quite get all the way down the middle, which I'm not saying is a negative thing. You don't have to, we're not our grandparents, we don't have to eat pork well done. You really don't.
Okay.
I don't mind it. I think that may not have been your intention, but regardless, overall, I would order this at a restaurant for a second time if I were to eat it.
Yeah, my biggest issue with it is the pork is a little undercooked. I mean, I like a medium pork. I'm fine with a little bit of egg. But mine's a little red in the middle, but that's just a timing issue, right? The sauce, it's really, really good, but you did lose the seasoning completely in that, and that's one of those things that I'm really impartial to. I really like that. But all in all, the flavor is stellar. So it balances well together.
Judges, it looks like you've reached a decision now. What separated our contestants here as we get through the entree round? Jack, let's start.
I think predominantly creativity. I think that was the separation.
Ken, do you agree?
Yes, definitely creativity. There were just some things that, unexpected. We like to be surprised, and that made the difference.
Gus?
Yes, I agree. I'll tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't flavor. But we had to make a decision. Someone had to go. So.
That leads to sounds like a very tough decision, and now it's time to find out what that decision is. So when I lift this, this contestant is then eliminated from the cut 2020. And our contestant under the cloche is, I'm sorry, Haley, the road ends here.
Yeah, I think the biggest, we had to make a decision, and it came down to, thinking outside the box. Who thought outside the box the most, and who thought outside the box the least. So that was literally all it was. So you did a good job. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. Thinking outside the box and getting better at anything you do every day is a goal that we should all have. And I think you do have that. So it'll be fine. Go get them.
I learned there's always room to improve, and I learned to get a better sense of my time management. I was able to cook with different foods that I'm not normally used to and make dishes that I don't think I normally would create, and now I know.
Awesome. Hey, congratulations. Great job. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Dessert round, rhubarb, goat milk, pickle juice, pork rind, and Vegemite.
I've never tasted Vegemite before. Vegemite was very strong. Pickle juice, that's just hard to put into a dessert at all. Other than that, pork rinds, you can turn that into anything, you know.
Again, creativity has to come and play with the ingredients in the basket. But I know salt goes good with chocolate. It complements it, so I need to get that. And then have you tasted a cheesecake that had lemon in it, lemon juice? Well, that's what I use the pickle juice for.
"10 minutes, chefs. 10 minutes remain." Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time's up, chefs. Time is up.
Judges, what did you want to see in the plates that are coming up here? And just as importantly, what do you want to taste? Chef Gus, I'll start with you.
Well, I was hoping to see a decisive victory before we have to deliberate, but that's not happening.
No. What do you want to taste?
The third round, it's been a blast watching everyone, especially the last round. You two ladies, really pulling out all the stops. We're all impressed with the ideas that you both came up with.
Ken, what are you looking for right now?
Well, I think first and foremost is how's everything taste, because it looks fantastic. I mean, this is either one of these would be fitting at any high-end restaurant, and so I'm expecting things to be very close.
All right, Jack, what are you looking for on your plate?
I am looking to see if they hid the Marmites or if they found a way to balance it.
Well, let's not wait any longer. Chef Andrea, let's bring your plate.
Kind of like a churro French toast with 2 sauces. You have ganache and you also have a rhubarb strawberry.
Jack, you're smiling. What are you tasting?
It's good French toast. I mean, I think we'd all probably sit here and eat the whole thing.
You're
it's
not.
pretty good. I'm gonna watch my girls figure. But the pork rinds, it gives it. You get some of that fat, that meat flavor in there. It's really good. It's a very well balanced plate. Tastes good. So, and I didn't taste Marmite, so thank you.
Ken or Gus, when you're finished gulping.
Okay. Well, first of all, it was excellent. You know, all the flavors were just really nice. Worked well with each other. I'm a huge strawberry rhubarb fan, so wasn't going to get hurt with that. The whipped cream was fantastic. So just a really very flavorful, well balanced plate. I would order this again and again and again.
Thank you.
Chef Gus.
Home run. I mean, I could elaborate, but I tasted every component separately from the beginning and then had it all at once. I did that numerous more times. The pork rind aspect, yes. The fact that there is fat everywhere, of course, but in the form of sweetness. That was a great idea. That was a great idea to incorporate that. So overall, it's a home run.
Chef Addy, what have you made for dessert today?
Okay, so I've made a shortbread cake with the pork rinds using pickle juice and goat's milk as buttermilk, and then making a rhubarb jam and a whipped cream.
Chef Gus, I'm going to start with you. What are your thoughts on dessert in front of you?
Overall, it's good. I remember seeing you originally put your whipped cream on top, but I assume that your jam is still warm and it slid off. It was mentioned to me that, you know, that's part of adapting, being creative, changing at the last minute. I commend that. And the whipped cream, I think, could have a little bit more kick, a little more something, maybe a little bit more sweetness even, you know. The shortcake idea, it's excellent. Overall, a good dish. I think you could have pulled it together a little bit tighter at the end, but just because your first two dishes were so darn good. But overall, good job.
Jack, I'll let you chime in now.
Yeah, I think I would agree that I want almost a competing flavor somewhere in there. I think the whipped cream would be a good place to put it. You know, lemon zest, something that's really is going to pop against that strawberry rhubarb, because the shortbread just kind of makes it. Well, it's good. I mean, it's perfectly done. It just kind of blands it out a little bit. So, but I mean, it was creative. It was a good idea. Really good idea.
Ken?
Let's see, it was strawberry rhubarb jam.
It was
Just rhubarb jam. Okay, gotcha, because I didn't taste the strawberry in there, but it is just excellent, very, very good. I wasn't sure when I saw the preparation on the shortbread. I'm very pleasantly surprised with how good it is. It's got a nice kind of crunch to it. It's got a texture to it that works really well. As we saw, you struggled a little bit with the whipped cream, so it was a bit of a heat issue, but you had time, so you had good time management, so you bounced back and made that work. So way to adjust on the fly, but really tasty. The taste is fantastic.
How are you going to determine a winner here today?
I think we're going to look at consistency.
Ken, final comments before we unveil the winner of the Cut 2020.
Well, first of all, this is an honor and a privilege to judge you folks. It's a fantastic event. You guys certainly did FHTC proud. This was a very, very difficult decision, very, very tight, which says how well a job FHTC does preparing its students. And Kendra, I know you're a big part of that, so kudos.
Jack, your final comments before we unveil the winner.
Just thank you for letting me be a part of this. It was awesome. And you guys are stellar. Everybody that competed today is stellar. You guys did a great job. And you could really, really tell that you guys put your heart into it. So thank you. It was a hard decision to make.
Gus?
This is the fourth time I've been here each time, I believe. I'm honored to have the technologists continue to ask me to be a part of this, because this is really cool and really fun. And not that any of the other ones have not been amazing, but I'd say this was the most dramatic decisions. The food is excellent, and congratulations to both.
With that, it is time to find out who wins the Cuts 2020. And the winner is under the cloche right now. The winner of the Cut 2020 is Chef Addy. Congratulations. You are the Cut champion. Judges, anything that you would like to say here to either Chef Addy or to Chef Andrea here as we wrap things up?
Congratulations. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent here. You're in a great environment, and you're up to a really awesome kitchen. So move on. Be awesome.
Yeah, you both did stellar. It was fun to taste your food. It was fun to watch you try to figure out how to hide some of those ingredients. It was definitely a challenge, and you both did a stellar job.
Congratulations to you both, to all the contestants, and gosh, I can't really wait till next year. So, way to go.
Chef Addy, obviously you're a bit surprised to win here today. Why the surprise?
Just because, like, my classmates did so well today, and it was just fun, and they're also good.
What do you believe was well, they always talk about secrets in cooking, but what was the secret to your success here?
At the last minute, I just decided to just do it for fun, and, like, just don't worry, and just have fun with it today.
Well, congratulations. Outstanding job.
Thank you.
Well, Chef Andrea, how does it feel to be a finalist and, the way it sounds, come this close to being the Cut Champion 2020?
It's perfectly fine. I had so much fun. So the main thing I want to say and spread the word is, if you want to learn and you know how to cook, you want to have some fun, come to FHTC. You know, when they asked us to do it, I was like, oh no. But I was like, if I don't do it, I will regret. And living with regret feels worse than doing something and not fulfilling it. So.
Well, did a great job.
Thank you so
Congratulations.
much.
Thank you.